Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of The Ultimate Show. I'm Ben, and with me we have James and Andrew. So you'll notice that they will have the letter L's on their forehead, and that is because, well, they both lost the pick'em, and I won this week. And also we're having a beach party theme because, well, spring is here. There's still some snow in northern Michigan, but I'm sure where they are, there's no snow. So we're getting into the spring spirit. Alright, so first we're going to discuss the game of the week, and then we'll get to each individual division, and then I'll do a closing at the end. So our game of the week this week was San Diego versus Los Angeles Aviators. It's a rematch of what happened last week, and last week Los Angeles won 21-20. And overall, these teams are 3-3 against each other. They both have the same amount of goals scored against each other going into this weekend. And it was going to be up for grabs. Los Angeles had a new player in Eli Friedman, and San Diego had just the fire of revenge. And San Diego started out with a 3-0 lead, and after that, they kind of just stayed on top for 3 the entire game, and the final score ended up being 19-17. So now we'll hear from James and Andrew with their Game of the Week thoughts, and we'll hear James with the East and South Division wrap-up, and Andrew with the Midwest wrap-up, and then we'll get back to me with my West Division wrap-up.
What's up, Ultimate fans? Andrew here with the Midwest Division. But first, a review for last week's games. Detroit came out with a narrow win over Cincinnati last Friday night, and it was one of the greatest games I've watched in review. I know it was an overtime win from Detroit, so that's really exciting. I know they got it going in the right direction, but we'll see if it continues as they play other opponents like not Cincinnati. So we'll see how it goes. As for other teams, the Minnesota Wind Chill beat the Chicago Wildfire, and then Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati on Saturday, and the Radicals went on the road and beat Indianapolis, the Alley Cats, 32-25. That game was pretty interesting. It was a great game to watch in the second half. The Alley Cats didn't really go away for the majority of the third quarter, and then as it got into the fourth, the Radicals decided, pulled away a little bit there. So that's it for me. The game of the week. I got 5 picks wrong this week, including the game of the week, so we'll try and get that better for next week. Stay tuned for our picks for next week.
Guys, it's me, James, the Southern Division Analyst, the Eastern Division Analyst, the Interim Eastern Division Analyst for the Ultimate Show plus ADL updates. I don't have to make this video as short as possible. So, I guess I'm going to go over the game of the week first. So the deal with the game of the week, I didn't really get to watch it. LA versus San Diego. I know San Diego won 19-17. I heard it was a good game, though. I didn't get to watch it, so I can't really go into much analytical things on that. So let me get to the Southern Division. And Eastern Division. Oh, you guys may be wondering why I'm doing this on my head. I lost ADL Pick'em, and I don't have a note card, so I'll be doing this for the rest of the video. Well, for a second. For the rest of the video. Okay. So Austin at Charlotte. I didn't really get to see any of these games. Charlotte won 21-20. I heard it was a good game. Austin actually surprised me. You know, they didn't do that well against Dallas, but again, it was Dallas, right? So Charlotte picks up their first win against Austin. And a tough game it was, you know. Charlotte definitely on the rise, but let's see if they can get any more wins from here on out. Austin right now is 0-4. Need to really find their stride right now. What I call the upset of the week, I was calling Nashville over Jacksonville. Jacksonville won 31-22, so what can I say about that? Nashville, you got to get your stride going. Jacksonville, good job picking up their first win against Nashville. Can't say much about that. I have to say. My lock of the week was actually a very good game, 28-27, Raleigh over Austin. Very good game. Raleigh Austin is definitely going to be a team this season. 0-4 right now, but they're showing that those games against Dallas, they're better than that. And then the last game of the South, Nashville beat Atlanta. That's the upset of the week. I mean, I didn't call it, but that is an upset of the week. In overtime, 22-21, Nashville picked up their first win of the season against Atlanta. So nice job, Nashville. Now for the Eastern Division, only 2 games. Montreal beat Phoenix 25-17, and New York beat Montreal 21-19. I called both of those games. Phoenix without Rochester, it's going to be a wonder if they can pick up any wins. And New York, everyone knows their defensive strategy, so it's going to be fun to see what they do when they have to face Toronto. But other than that, I don't really have anything else. Nope, nothing else. So I'm going to sign off, guys.
Okay, thank you, James and Andrew. Now it's time to move on to the West Division. So there were 3 games in the West Division this week. We had the aforementioned game of the week, San Diego and Los Angeles, and as I said before, San Diego won that one 19-17. Then San Francisco beat San Jose 32-27. San Jose was actually winning for quite a bit of this game, and San Francisco was able to come back and get the win fairly comfortably in the fourth quarter. And then the last game, which really surprised me, was Vancouver beat Seattle 34-24. Now, at a time, I believe Vancouver had a lead of I think it had to have been 8-3, and they just never succumbed to that lead. Vancouver just was able to run over Seattle this week after opening weekend when Seattle actually beat Vancouver. I thought that Seattle looked good, and then after losing to San Jose and San Francisco and now Vancouver, Seattle's 1-3 and in danger of losing their playoff spot fairly quickly in this very difficult West Division. So I'm questioning whether Seattle has the will to go on. They've lost 3 games in a row now, so we'll see if this affects their season. So that's the scores. San Diego 19, Los Angeles 17 in the game of the week. San Francisco 32, San Jose 27, and Vancouver 34 and Seattle 24. So this will wrap up a very special edition as all 3 of the teams we support actually won. The Radicals won, my Winchill won, and James's Nightwatch won a game. That probably won't happen much throughout the season, so we're all in a good mood, and we hope you guys are too. Good night, everyone.